Dr. Phil made sure to drag the hell out of Rachel Dolezal's ass on his show, and she is still constructed like, why do you have all of those spices in your cabinet?
I'm the librarian, and I came to read.
Y'all already know what I'm gonna say. We are rising in the number of patrons on patreon.com/AdrianExpression. I am so happy that I'm getting all the support. I know that y'all are excited once we hit 50 patrons to see me twerk. Y'all are gonna figure out what y'all want me to do once we reach the next goal, which is gonna be 100. I know that y'all probably gonna want me to go bungee jumping or some shit. I am not one of those adventurous queens. Y'all better pick something tame. As I said, Patreon is really helping me out as a creator, and you guys are seriously supporting that, so keep going. We gotta take over the 7 kingdoms. So if you guys did not know, they found the Facebook killer finally, and he ended up taking his own life. I don't understand, and I will always say this, I don't understand why it took them so long to find and go after this man. It doesn't make any goddamn sense when y'all have all those technologies available to you. Someone on Twitter asked, y'all go after all of these black men the one time that we want y'all to take care of this situation. Why is it that you're so hesitant to do so? And someone else responded by saying, well, they know that his ass is armed. Now, if that wasn't shade, I don't know what the hell is. Y'all will go after 12-year-old boys, girls sitting down in their own goddamn houses, but when it's an actual threat, y'all cowards ain't nowhere to be found. He ended up having to finish the job his damn self, but y'all asses fucking around. As someone else said on Twitter, this needs to go ahead and open up the avenues to be able to speak about mental health when it comes to the black community, especially black men. I wrote a piece on my website explaining how him putting the blame of him being murderous on his wife or girlfriend, I can't remember what she was, and or mother's inability to answer his calls is completely misogynist. I said he probably blamed her for a lot of shit in their relationship, so that was no different for him to blame his actions on the fact that she did not want to talk to him. I saw that there was a Facebook picture talking about 13 people are dead because of this woman. No! There are people who are dead because he decided to pick up his goddamn gun and shoot people. The blame does not fall on his significant other or his mother or anybody. No one is to blame but his ass for picking up the goddamn gun. This would make sense because trash ass men can't even seem to take responsibility for their own stomachs, bitch. It's like a piece of their penis falls off if they enter the goddamn kitchen. So I wouldn't expect some of you sexist ass straight men to understand that it is not the woman's fault because the man acts like he's a fool. For far too long, you have been oppressing women with this idea that when the man can't control himself, it's the woman's fault. When he can't control his dick, it's the woman's fault. When he can't act like he got some goddamn sense, it's the woman's fault. When he's angry, it's the woman's fault. No, learn to control your damn selves while y'all are out here calling women so emotional and over the top. You should, if you so strong and high and mighty, you should be able to do something as simple as sit your ass down and control yourself. So I'm not accepting any of that shit that y'all are talking about. We can move right along. Honestly, I didn't even read too much into either story. I think Drake is out here impregnating people. I'm not sure how accurate that is. But the one story that I did want to focus on was Drake is out here calling out some country club for being racist. It is funny how certain stars, if that's what you want to call Drake, I feel like that was a little bit too generous. So it's funny how certain stars only speak out about certain issues regarding race or whatever when it affects them personally or when it affects their goddamn bank. The last time that I heard Drake talk about something that he thought was racism, he was saying that he experienced some type of racism when he got famous and went to America, and people would challenge me like, oh, you don't understand how it works, or like, you're Canadian, you'll never understand the black American struggle. And he said that was the first time I'd ever gotten challenged. He said that was the first time he experienced racism. So obviously he has no idea how any of these things work, and whoever told his ass that he doesn't understand how things go on, bitch, they were obviously correct, because that is not, I don't know what type of definition, I don't know what type of Merriam-Webster's goddamn dictionary your ass was looking in, bitch. I don't know if you were searching some type of incorrect ass thesaurus, but bitch, Drake obviously has no idea what racism is, and anytime some shit goes down, I'm not hearing no type of authentic, substantive critique on society and shit like that. But all of a sudden, his check bounced or some shit. You're being racist. All of a sudden, it's just very inconsistent. I can't take y'all hoes seriously when you don't seem to give a damn about what's going on until it affects you directly. Even though some of the issues that women face do not affect me directly a lot of times, I still speak up about it because I feel like it's important. So I'm not saying y'all be this force of nature that y'all want us to become every time somebody doesn't pay y'all enough or some shit like that. I'm not finna rally behind your ass when you love to be ignorant about situations, and then because someone blew on your neck too hard or some shit, all of a sudden now I'm supposed to pick up my fucking pitchfork. Greg, sit your ass down, hire a few ghostwriters to help with whatever statements your ass is trying to make, because obviously they helped you sell records. So Caitlyn Jenner has a complaint for Ellen, girl. Caitlyn said, well, girl, it is Ellen's fault that she alienated me from the LGBT community. You know, she took this clip and it went viral, and I just been pushed out of spaces and shit like that. Girl, Caitlyn, it was your fault for not only making sure that your wigs were constructed like Snuffleupagus, like something off of Sesame Street. It's your fault that your wigs are out here giving me tumbleweed tease, but it's also your fault for the fact that the LGBT community did not want anything to do with you in the beginning with your lukewarm ass stance on gay marriage. Like, oh, well, girl, if that's what y'all want to call it, that's fine. You want us to ride with you when you wasn't even down for us like that in a world where, girl, if something happens medically to my significant other because I'm not technically family, I can't see their ass. This is the type of shit that we was fighting for, and your ass was just like, well, girl, it's not that serious. If you really want to call it marriage, then okay, but I'm not pressed about it. It was just really dumb of your ass, because I guess you were out of the loop or some shit, but people still to this day view you as a man in a dress instead of the woman that you told the world that you are. So for your ass to be facing that type of craziness and discrimination, I would never have guessed that you would turn that shit around on the gay community. And then on top of that, you had the nerve to be a fucking trash ass Trump fucking supporter talking about call me. Bitch, he's not called you. He hasn't even called into his goddamn brain. Bitch, you talk about the commander-in-chief, his IQ points have gone AWOL. He hasn't even called for those hoes back, bitch. So what makes you think that he finna call you a transgender person, which half the Republicans are not here for your ass, and yet you're out here riding the peen of bigotry thinking that the LGBT community just gonna ride up behind you. That's not how that shit works, sweetheart. That's not how it works. And for you to sit up here and really blame Ellen for doing some shit, she literally just amplified what the fuck you said. That was your fault. Don't blame her for the repercussions of your trash ass statements, sweetheart. Who you need to be out here blaming is whoever's your stylist for having you in these Dora the Explorer built ass dresses. Get a new stylist, get a new makeup artist. There's so many other things that you could be working on other than blaming Ellen for some shit that you did. You accomplished that by yourself. It's not Ellen's fault that you're out here pandering to a party that loves bigotry and hates the LGBT community. Why do you think the LGBT community would stand behind your ass other than to whisper in your ear? Yeah, sure, I'll stand behind your ass. I'll whisper in your ear, hey sis, your feet look like they about to bust out them kitten heels. Bitch, that's the only thing I would stand behind your ass and say. I'll try to help you out a little bit. You need to be working on other shit. Says leave Ellen ass alone, even though she's out here talking to people trying to get 18 million retweets for some chicken nuggets. I mean, that's a whole nother story for another time, Ellen. We already talked about that, but leave her ass alone. You need to be working on some self-reflection, because as a transgender person, you should have really done some deep digging and assessing the history of the Republican Party, the history of Donald Trump, the history of all that shit that you were trying to promote, and see if they really were gonna have your back. You abandoned one of the only communities, one of the only groups of people who had been constantly fighting against the same trash ass mindsets that you were over here trying to pander to, and you have no one else to blame but your damn self. So we all know that Tomi went on to mainstream media to act like she was a victim, even though, as I've told her many times before, sweetheart, you do not have a voice of your own. You don't have an opinion of your own. Anytime these executives tell you to say whatever you need, say what you need to say. It's what we need you to say, not what you need to say. So you took your ass on to The View thinking that, you know, well, girl, I know I'm a conservative, but I can say whatever the fuck I want to say because I'm that girl right now. I'm that bitch. Everybody's talking about me. So you went onto The View, girl. You thought that you were just that bitch, honey. And you said, girl, well, I am pro-choice because I want the government to stay on my body. That's not how it works. The conservatives were dragging the hell out of your ass and sold it to Blaze, bitch. You went off a script and they put your contract off up in the fire, bitch. You hear what the fuck I'm saying? So you came over here trying to sue somebody. I said, girl, who Who the hell you gonna sue? I'm sure the Blaze covered their asses when it comes to writing that contract. There's probably fine print on top of fine print telling your ass that, sweetie, we can drop your ass anytime if you go outside of these guidelines. So you tried to sue their ass and Glenn Beck, and then the Blaze and Glenn Beck came after your ass with a countersuit saying, well, girl, you offended the Blaze and you're acting crazy. So we gonna countersue. Now, let me tell you something. I don't want y'all to even think that I'm standing up for the Blaze or Glenn Beck or any of these trash individuals or companies. I'm not standing up, but I'm just letting her know, girl, all this shit that I done said came true and I was accurate as usual. I don't care if a couple of racist, bigoted hoes fight together. I'm ready to see this fight round one. I'm ready to see this fight between Tomi Lahren and the Blaze. I hope that it's messy. I hope that documents come out. I hope stuff leaks while you are over here dragging us for all that we were worth as black people, minorities, and progressives. Here your ass goes being dumped, being washed over, being dragged by the same people that you are over here pandering for. You see what pandering does? Nothing. In the end, you may think that you are on this golden ass throne, but what it ends up being is just a yellow colored toilet, bitch, that they end up flushing your ass down to the sewer with. Don't get too comfortable if you're over here pandering. That's why whether people disagree or agree with me, I continue to say what's on my mind. I ain't pandering to none of you hoes. I'm being Adrian. So at the end of the day, you know what you signed up for. I am not out here pushing no type of shit for nobody else, bitch. This is me, okay? And you should have established you instead of being the Barbie puppet of another company whose values you did not agree with, obviously. That's trash. Y'all need to be careful what you sign up for and who you associate with. Rachel, girl, with your football, hey Arnold, shape head ass, I am just always elated anytime that you get dragged. And you can say what you need to say about that situation, but sweetheart, Dr. Phil laid into that ass. And I'm kind of more proud of him than any other media platform that your ass has been on, because he held your ass accountable for lying. He held you accountable. He's not trying to normalize you like some of the people on The View be trying to normalize Tomi Lahren and all the rest of these hoes. He wasn't trying to make you seem like you had any goddamn sense. He was trying to drag the ever-living dog shit out of your ass, and I'm completely here for it. Rachel Dolezal, there's no reason for your braids to be serving me 2 worlds, 1 family. Your braids are, if that's what you want to call them, your braids are serving me all types of Tarzan motherfucking Vine tees, bitch. In all actuality, you're over here being constructed like Jane while trying to pretend that you're built like Lupita, girl. If you don't, Jane, that's what I'm gonna start calling you from now on. If you don't go ahead and just find you a Tarzan, what you need to do is take them fucking braids out and put it on a mannequin or some shit, a male mannequin, and just take pictures with his ass. Since you want to pretend to be black, you can pretend that his ass is Tarzan with his goddamn hair. I am not here for your ass. Dr. Phil gonna ask you point blank, period, bitch, did you lie? She said no. Dr. Phil said, girl, so why is everyone upset? Rachel was like, girl, you need to ask them. Since you want to ask them, ask me. Ask me, I'm gonna tell you why. For centuries, our features have been demonized, sold, and then put on fucking stage for profit like they're goddamn costumes. Here your ass goes suing people because you felt like you were discriminated against because you were white, and now you wanna be walking around pretending like just because you went to the ghetto side of the city to get your hair done, even then, bitch, you probably didn't, there's no way you could have gone across the tracks to get your hair done, because let me tell you something about across the tracks and hair. They get your shit right. I don't know who the hell you went to, sweetheart, but just because you pretended to go to some faraway salon to get them shits inside your tender-headed ass scalp, it doesn't mean that your ass is black. Your ass is still over here benefiting from being a white woman simply by being able to give this goddamn interview. Simply for being able to be on all of these mainstream media ass platforms, because if somebody black ass was over here pretending that their ass was white, the media would not take them seriously with their dark skin and kinky hair wouldn't happen. Just the fact that we are seeing you so much in and of itself shows how much you are benefiting from white privilege. Sit your narrow beach chair, lawn chair shaped head ass down. Sit your chainsaw built ass teeth down. Sit that forehead down into oblivion. I am sick of your George Washington Carver peanut shape head ass. Rachel, as I've said on Twitter, your believability with me, your credit score with me is so damn low. that you couldn't even borrow a library book without a goddamn deposit. Have a good evening.